Can I get nachos? Oh. Wait, can I get nachos? Sure. Yeah. What other drinks they have? Can I just get a water to here? Ice water. And then can I get nachos? Just any cheese fries? Nachos, I got. We have cheese fries.
All right. Anything else for you guys while I'm here?
No, work.
Do you want to keep a tab open?
Maybe.
Okay, so hold on to that. And then just a name for the tab.
Our island.
We'll get put out. You're welcome.
I think that's call out back in the truck.
It's a little bit hazy here in Walla Walla, Washington, but that won't stop us from resuming the regular season. Baseball will be played here in about 10 minutes at Borleske Stadium between the Yakima Valley Pippins and the Walla Walla Sweets. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast. I'm Harmon Johnsen, your voice of the Yakima Valley Pippins, back on the road, back in Walla Walla, believe it or not. We're back where we were right before the All-Star break, as the Sweets will play host to the Pippins for the third and final series of this Battle of the Basin rivalry. Walla Walla swept Yakima Valley the last time the Pippins were in town. That was the 3 games going into the All-Star break. The Pippins took 1 out of 3 against the Portland Pickles on the resumption of the regular season. And now with 15 games left to play here in 2026, Yakima Valley has some work to do to try to get back into the playoff picture. They currently are sitting 3 games back of Corvallis and in 5th place in the overall South standings, as Walla Walla leads the way both overall and in the second half. The Ridgefield Raptors sit in 2nd place at 22-17, but only 2-10 in the second half of play. Portland Pickles 20-18, Corvallis 20-19, Yakima Valley sitting at 18-21. Still 6 games yet to play against the Corvallis Knights and a chance to get above them in the standings. But Yakima Valley needs to start off on the right foot this week before heading home to take on the Knights and try to get a win against their Battle of the Basin rival. These two teams know each other very well by now. Still some newer faces to this series that we will see in just a moment. The rest of the West Coast League tonight has a lot of people in a lot of different places and a lot of different in-division rivalries that are going down tonight. Games already underway. Kamloops at Edmonton. That game just started. No score, top of the second. Marion at Ridgefield about to begin. Victoria at Nanaimo also about to begin. Bend starting a 3-game series in Corvallis. Port Angeles is in Wenatchee tonight. Kelowna is in Bellingham. And Springfield is in Portland. The Pippins would love some help from the Drifters, who they will finish the regular season against at home when they get back after the Corvallis series and an off day. That'll be July 28th through the 30th. If the Drifters can help Yakima Valley out and defeat the Portland Pickles, that keeps the race that much closer, but you don't want to be too careful. Springfield sitting only 3 games back of Yakima Valley in the overall standings. The South is a gauntlet. Only about 10 games separate the top from the bottom, and with 15 left to play, anything can still happen. Plate meeting going on right now between the 2 head coaches and our 2-man umpiring crew. And let's meet the starting lineups for both squads. First, for the home team, the Walla Walla Sweets, who come into this game with a record of 25-17. They are 10-5 in the second half of play. Leading off, the designated hitter, number 17, Peyton Knowles. Batting second will be the right fielder, number 36, Bo Stinson. Batting third, the third baseman, number 44, Gage Reeser, the former Yakima Valley Pippin from last year. Batting cleanup, the center fielder, number 21, Sam Kane. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 21, Trevor T. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 4, Gunnar Guile. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 46, Jalen Kennedy. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 7, Cole Rogers. And rounding out the lineup, the shortstop, number 1, Austin Owens. So again for Walla Walla, Knowles, Stinson, Reeser, Kane, T. Guile, Kennedy, Rogers, and Owens. Their starting pitcher today will be Curtis Ellis. The Walla Walla Sweets are managed by Leo Rivera in his first season at the helm of Walla Walla. For the Yakima Valley Pippins, coming into this game with a record of 18-21, they're 5.5 back of first place overall, 2.5 back in the second half standings. The Pippins 6-6 since the halfway mark. They'll lead it off today with the designated hitter, number 3, Tyson Miller. Batting second is the second baseman, number 7, Jay O'Neill. Batting eighth is the center fielder, number 15, Luis Garcia, who is on a 10-game hitting streak, the longest such streak, tying Daichi Furuhata earlier this season. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 25, Parker Burt. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 40, Malachi Emery Henderson, who had a home run in the final game of that series here before the All-Star break. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 13, Levi Sotomayor, committing to the University of Nevada today. Congratulations to Levi, going from the University of the Pacific to the University of Nevada. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 4, Trey Godoy. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 20, Diego Davis. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 9, Brandon Stone. So again, for Yakima Valley, Miller, O'Neill, Garcia, Burt, Emery, Henderson, Sotomayor, Godoy, Davis, and Stone. The starting pitcher is Eric Anthony. The Pippins are managed by Kyle Crustangel in its 5th season at the helm of Yakima Valley. A couple of notables that are not on the trip right now for Yakima Valley. Daichi Furuhata is staying back home after an injury that knocked him out of the game halfway through on Saturday. He remains back in Yakima and will be getting some treatment as the athletic trainers will tend to him. And AJ Mendoza, Alexander Mendoza Jr., also remaining back. He's got a little bit of soreness. He played every game up until the last game of the Portland series. He had been in the lineup every day for Yakima Valley, but he is getting some time off, getting a little bit of rest, and hopefully will be right as rain, ready to play for this weekend series against the Corvallis Knights. So a couple of infielders for Yakima Valley not on the trip right now. The Pippins are slated to pick up a new infielder starting tomorrow, but he is not here yet, and so it'll be a shorthanded night for the Pippins tonight. Right now, the only bench player they have is Jackson Upton, a catcher. Upville Ramos is done for the season with Yakima Valley. His shoulder was separated against the CCL. He's in a sling, and so he's going through physical therapy to get ready for the fall and then the spring season down at Western Oklahoma State. And as always, just some usual departures this late in the season. Not everybody's going to stay with the team. The one that hurts the most, though, if you're Yakima Valley, is the departure of Nick Velasquez, who will no longer be with the team for the remainder of these 15 games. Nick, after following Derek Almeida back home to Citrus College, will be getting ready for his second season in Citrus, and then we'll be getting ready for a USC transfer come the next fall. And so best of luck to Nick in the future. It was really fun to watch him and be a part of his all-star season, but Nick Velasquez not with the team anymore. And so we'll see how the Pippins infield adjusts. Early on in the season, there was a flux of outfielders. There were so many outfielders on this squad, you didn't know what to do with them. Now you've got an outfielder, Jay O'Neill, playing second base because shorthandedness is on the infield. Nothing to panic about. All these guys have the same message in mind. Get back on the field, get back in the win column, and try to get into the postseason for the first time since the early parts of this decade. Yakima Valley not going to go down without a fight despite the shorthandedness. They still have that test with Corvallis starting on this weekend and bleeding into next weekend to try to put themselves in a playoff spot. And of course, ending the season at Portland, that could be a do or die series depending on the scenarios here. But it all starts on a Tuesday night under some hazy conditions here in Walla Walla. The Sweets have had the Pippins number as of recently, winning the last 4 games in this series. There was some concern as to whether or not we'd even get the game in tonight, but the air quality index is sitting right below the line where we would have to cancel or postpone this game. It's sitting at around 112, 115 right now. When you get to 150, you start thinking about, do we need to cancel? 200 is a definite, we are not playing the game. So we're going to get baseball in tonight. We'll see what happens tomorrow. It's a warm day here in Walla Walla. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have first pitch between the Sweets and the Pippins. Don't go anywhere. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Game 7 of number 9 this summer against the Sweets is coming up next. This is Pippins Baseball. It is time for baseball here in Walla Walla, Washington. The Yakima Valley Pippins and the Walla Walla Sweets. Walla Walla taking the field defensively, wearing their white uniforms with blue Sweets in script across the front and a red numeral on the left chest. They'll have navy numerals on the back of an all-white top with white pants, and then navy blue caps with the W squared logo, which is an acronym for Walla Walla. The Pippins, meanwhile, wearing their green uniforms with block Pippins in white across the chest. They'll have the stick logo with an apple hanging down on the left chest. They'll have white numerals on the back, and then gray pants to go along with green caps today. Yakima Valley sending up Tyson Miller, Jay O'Neill, and Luis Garcia first against Curtis Ellis, one of the all-stars for the Walla Walla Sweets. Coming back from that trip up to Victoria, Ellis has been one of the best pitchers in the league from St. Francis College from Bluffton, Indiana. 4-1 on the season, 37 hits he's allowed in 35 and a third innings with a 3.06 ERA. This will be his 7th start, his 8th appearance overall. He is 4-1. He's given up only 12 earned runs all summer to go along with 26 strikeouts and a very minimal 4 walks. And so Ellis is going to be in the zone, and it'll be up to the Pippins to try to do some damage early. Coach Crustangel would love to see a hotter start than the Pippins have been off to in the last week or so. The leather behind Curtis Ellis. Gunnar Guile is in left. You've got Sam Kane in center field. And out and right is Bo Stinson. Gage Reeser is at the hot corner. Out at shortstop, Austin Owens. At second base is Cole Rogers. At first is Trevor T. And doing the catching is Jalen Kennedy for Curtis Ellis. Tyson Miller digging into the left-hand batter's box, and it is time for baseball here in Walla Walla. Out of the windup, Ellis fires a first pitch, half swung on and missed by Tyson. 6:36 p.m. here in Walla Walla, Washington. Weather conditions at Borleske Stadium, 93 degrees and smoky. 0-1, a breaking ball right over the heart of the plate. Quickly 0-2 to Tyson Miller. It's that kind of heat where the wind not blowing quite as much, only southwest at 8 miles an hour, and it's going to be very sticky with the smoke hanging overhead. 0-2 from Ellis out of the windup, misses down and away for ball 1. Tyson Miller, Yakima Valley's leadoff hitter, the designated hitter tonight on the season for the Pippins, batting .292. The 1-2 pitch from Ellis, chopped out towards the hill. On one bounce, Ellis will take it. He underhand flips over to T, and 4 pitches is all it takes for out number 1 here in Walla Walla. So that 93 degrees, but cloudy and smoky. Air quality index sitting at around 115 right now. It should improve just a little bit as the night goes along, but then another batch of smoke is going to blow through tomorrow as Jay O'Neill waves and misses at the first pitch changeup from Curtis Ellis. O'Neill on the season for Yakima Valley, batting .235. This is game number 30 for Jay. Fastball stuck on the outer half of the black. It's quickly 0-2 to O'Neill. 28 hits for Jay in his second season in the West Coast League after spending 12 games out in Port Angeles last season. Ellis brings the 0-2 plateward. It's fouled back to the netting today. 0-2. Kyle Sisk, the home plate umpire, wearing number 76. Henry DeJesus wearing number 93. He is out in the field. Pippins have seen this umpiring crew quite a bit. Ellis puts the glove in his face, now brings the 0-2 out of the windup. It's just a touch off. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Some sun poking through onto the field today. Some sunglasses on caps, but currently none over the eyes of the Walla Walla Sweets. 1-2 from Ellis. Jay lifts it out towards right field. Stinson backing up. He's squaring it on the track. He will put it away. 2 down here in the top of the first inning, as it'll be up to Luis Garcia to get the Pippins' first hit. Jay gave it quite a ride as it was pretty deep out towards right field. The right field foul pole is 333 feet away from home plate. Left field only about 310. It's 412 feet to dead center field and 359 feet to the left center field gap. There is no marking. Oh, yes, there is. First pitch to Garcia below the knees, 1-0. 372 to the wall out in right center field, but it dips down. It's about an 8-foot high wall, and it dips down to about 4 foot for a section for an outdoor seating area and venue as the fastball touches the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike. There's also a high wall out in left field that doubles from the normal 8-foot height. 1-1, shot out of play over towards the football bleachers on the first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes as I see the field. You've got all the football bleachers over on my right. You've got the Sweets over on my left and the third base dugout. Quite a few people here on a warm Tuesday night. The 1-2 pitch from Ellis, wave and a miss, and upstairs changeup. And the Pippins are down in order in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Yakima Valley 0. Walla Walla coming up. This is Pippins Baseball.
No pressure.
Positive.
The way they made the fries room. Are the fries crunchy? Like crispy, like like crispy on the outside, like the tomatoes on the right? Yeah. Just not the ones with like soaked in cheese now. It's crispy. Oh my god, I can play soccer. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want the cheese. You are not done. Do you got him? I should. We're gonna eat them? No. Perfect now. Okay.
Okay.
Bottom of the first inning here at Borleske Stadium in Walla Walla, Washington. The Pippins will be facing Peyton Knowles, Bo Stinson, and Gage Reeser. And the man doing so is Eric Anthony from Santa Barbara, California. Attends college at the University of Puget Sound. 1-1 on the season with the Yakima Valley. 9 games, including 2 starts, 17 innings pitched, 11 strikeouts, and 7 walks for Anthony. 22 hits and 10 earned runs gives him a 5.29 ERA. Eric with the leather behind him, Trey Godoy in left field, Luis Garcia in center, and Malachi Emery Henderson in right. Diego Davis at third, Brandon Stone at shortstop, Jay O'Neill at second base, and Levi Sotomayor over at first. Parker Burt doing the catching for Eric Anthony, finishing his warm-ups against these Walla Walla Sweets. All-time in Walla Walla, Yakima Valley trails the season series, or the all-time series, I should say, 21-15. That lead was ballooned quite a bit thanks to the sweep the last 2 times the Pippins have been here. They got swept in their only visit to Borleske Stadium last year, and then in their first visit this year, they got swept as well. Walla Walla currently on a 4-game winning streak in this all-time series. The Pippins trying to snap that. They had a close game in the middle game last time they were here. Hopefully it is another fun one here on a Tuesday night. Eric Anthony going to work out of the stretch as Peyton Knowles digs into the left-hand batter's box. First offering is a strike right on the outer half of the plate called by Kyle Sisk. Peyton Knowles, been the leadoff man for Walla Walla most of the season. Committed to Troy out of Seattle U. Spent 2 seasons at Gonzaga. So far for the Sweets, batting .312. This is game number 30. Similar spot with the 0-1 pitch, but it is outside for a ball, 1-1. Anthony going to feature a fastball, changeup, breaking ball. And for Peyton Knowles, he's seen quite a bit of D1 action. He's got a spring batting average of .315. As a breaking ball sent out towards second base, O'Neill on it from the ground, a pull off the bag over at first, but Sotomayor able to keep his toe right on the white part of the pillow. Peyton Knowles is out number 1 on the 4-3 putout. Good stretch by the man who just committed to Nevada today, Levi Sotomayor. Saves Jay O'Neill from an error. That brings up Bo Stinson from Lewis Clark State College after spending a couple of seasons at Pierce Community College. Anthony set at the belt as he winds and fires the first pitch down and away with a breaking ball, 1 ball and no strikes. With Walla Walla this summer, Bo Stinson hitting .268. He has got 4 home runs, 3 of them against Yakima Valley. All of them coming in that series right before the All-Star break. 1-0, fastball bounces in, 2 balls and no strikes. Bo Stinson really enjoys seeing the Pippins, apparently. You look at his series against Yakima Valley, he had 5 hits in 10 at-bats, 3 of them 4 home runs. 2-0, fastball cut on and missed, top of the zone, 2 balls and a strike. His only other home run on the season came right after the All-Star break. Walla Walla coming off of a trip to Corvallis where they took 2 out of 3 against the Knights. Bo Stinson in game 1 was 2 for 4 with a long ball and a run scored, obviously. Another fastball top shelf, swung on and missed by Stinson. It is 2-2. But Bo Stinson had gone a majority of his season since June 2nd without a home run, and then when Yakima Valley came to town on the 10th of July, he decided now was the time to tee off. 2-2 from Anthony, breaking ball, top of the zone, but it is called ball 3. The count will run full. Eric tried to spin that one right over the letters of Bo Stinson. He has what he wants. The count 3-2. Gage Reeser waiting on deck. Anthony, here it comes. Fastball left above the head of Bo Stinson. A full count walk drawn. A man aboard for Walla Walla. Here's Gage Reeser, a name that Pippins fans should be familiar with. If you followed the team last year, Gage played 33 games for Yakima Valley, batting .216. This is game number 17 for him with Walla Walla. 2 seasons at Yakima Valley College and now committed to play at Wazoo. Going to be teammates with Brandon Stone out at shortstop for Yakima Valley. First pitch breaking ball misses, 1 ball and no strikes. Reeser's debut with the Sweets was on June 19th at Richfield. Went 1 for 2 in that game. Stinson, big lead. There he goes. Breaking ball upstairs. Parker throws down. Jay cannot apply the tag in time. 2 balls and no strikes the count. It's a stolen base for Bo Stinson. So now a man at second base. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Reeser spent, I believe it was only about a week out in the Northwoods League. Don't know how much playing time he got. I have not seen the stats from that. But then returned to the West Coast League and is now with Walla Walla. Anthony looking back towards second base. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. It's a pop-up on the infield. Over on the left side, Davis, the third baseman, calling for it. He'll put it away. And there are 2 down. Man still at second base. Gage Reeser pops out to Diego Davis, a usual catcher, but being forced to play third base today with the limited position players that Yakima Valley has on their bench. 2 down. Here is Sam Kane. If you're Yakima Valley, you don't want to sound dramatic, but when they were here the last time, the first inning was not very fun. 3 runs given up in all 3 first innings in the last series here in Walla Walla. Wave and a miss. Change up top shelf. Sam Kane behind 0-1. In 2 of those 3 games during the last trip here, Walla Walla would extend the lead in the second inning. They got 4 in the second during game 1 during the last series, and they got 6 in the second inning during game 3. 0-1 breaking ball, outer part of the plate, called a strike by Kyle Sisk. Quickly 0-2 to Sam Kane. Kane batting .290 for Walla Walla in his second season in the West Coast League. Game number 36 for Kane. He's been one of the workhorses every day in the lineup for Leo Rivera. 0-2 is drilled high out towards left field, but this will definitely stay in the ballpark. Godoy over on the foul line. He will make the catch as this Texas League fly ball eventually finds its way down into the glove of Godoy. An inning in the books. It's no score between the Pippins and the Sweets here in Walla Walla. This is Pippins Baseball. Top of the second inning here in Walla Walla. No score between the Sweets and the Pippins. Walla Walla had no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 run left on in the bottom of the first, as now the middle part of the Yakima Valley order will be due up. It'll be Parker Burt, Malachi Emery Henderson, and Levi Sotomayor. Leading it off with Parker, headed to Ball State once we get done with the season here. Out of Regis. Taking strike 1 right over the heart of the plate from Curtis Ellis. No balls and 1 strike. Parker, a journeyman, going from the JUCO ranks to Division II, now headed to Division I, batting .347 for Yakima Valley. This is game number 35. 0-1 breaking ball outside. It scoots by the glove of Kennedy. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Parker with 9 doubles and 4 home runs. You'd love to see him have a couple more timely hits like he had during the Portland Pickles series as he cuts and misses on a changeup downstairs, 1 and 2. He might have only had 2 hits in the series, but he had 5 RBI thanks to those 2 hits. Bases clearing double and a 2 RBI single. 1-2, wave and a miss, another changeup that got Parker. He is down on strikes. That is strikeout number 2 for Curtis Ellis. So no big hit yet for Parker tonight, but he's got plenty more chances. Here's Malachi Emery Henderson, left the yard the last time he was here at Borleske Stadium. Hit his 3rd home run of the season as the first pitch is a swing and a miss coming out of the shoes. 0-1. Malachi got a fastball just a touch late on it. Emery Henderson on the season for Yakima Valley, batting an even .200 right at the Mendoza line. 18 hits, 3 of them doubles, 3 of them home runs. 0-1 pitch, changeup downstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Malachi has also changed up his look a little bit, has a little bit more frill in his hair. He had quite a few tight braids when he first joined the team, and then after the All-Star break, he kind of let it all hang loose. I like the look. 1-1, wave and a miss on a changeup downstairs. Malachi did not want to go around, but he could not hold up the swing. So the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One of the best players coming out of Wenatchee Valley College, which I just learned today has the most number of players in the West Coast League by a wide margin. They've got 18. The 1-2 out of the windup. Wave and a foul tip caught by Kennedy behind the dish. Back-to-back strikeouts for Curtis Ellis. That's 3 straight dating back to the first inning. It'll be up to Levi Sotomayor to try to extend and get together a 2-out rally. University of the Pacific has lost him. He is headed to Nevada. He is a native of Reno, Nevada. Congratulations to Sotomayor on heading back home and getting to play for his hometown team. Swinging on the first pitch, it's a ground ball out to Rogers. He boots the bobble, and then he is out at first. A good recovery by Rogers, sending a throw on towards first and getting Levi Sotomayor by about a step. Pippins down in order as we go to the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. Walla Walla has Trevor T to lead it off in the second.
Goals for you guys. Do you have the same flavor?
Water.
Next mix we got.
Up to the garden house.
Is sweating in the air ball.
Look at it, man.
You want to be very long. You hear? It's never 263. One is working together to both children and boys. We've played with nothing. We have several options. Run on the ball. Just trying to get another racing and looking. So, what do you think?
Oh.
We had a group. We got a group. So, it's very different, right? So,
Bottom of the second inning here in Borleske Stadium. Historic Borleske Stadium, I should say. Former multi-purpose venue, now primarily used for baseball. The football that used to be played here was moved over to Walla Walla High School a couple of years ago once they put in turf. And so the Sweets and the Whitman Blues, the two main tenants of the ballpark, getting to use it for baseball and baseball only. It's a beautiful playing surface, one of the few natural playing surfaces in this part of the state of Washington. Eric Anthony, first pitch, a breaking ball inside that unstrapped the elbow guard of Trevor T. Hit by pitch puts the leadoff man aboard here in the second inning. Well, Trevor T., who plays first base, immediately heading back to that bag, this time as a runner. We'll bring up Gunnar Guile, the left fielder. Guile from New Mexico State and a native of Tucson, Arizona. Getting ready to complete his second season with the Sweets. Played 25 games last year. This is game number 26 with Walla Walla this year. Batting .263 for Leo Rivera and company. T, a decent lead over at first, not going. Breaking ball spins out of the grip of Eric Anthony and high, ball one. Gunnar Guile, back-to-back games with hits. A 3-for-5 performance in a losing effort at Corvallis on the 17th. Pickoff over to first, not in time. 1 ball and no strikes still. And then the next day, playing in game 2, or I should say, went 3-for-5 in the game they won. He only played in 2 games. Oh, that threw me off. The next day was 1-for-4 in a losing effort. 1-0 upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Corvallis able to sneak out the win against Walla Walla on their drone show night. It's kind of an unwritten rule in a lot of front offices, isn't it? Please win on the fireworks nights and the extra promo nights, like drone shows. 2-0, waving a miss at a changeup. Gunnar Guile in a 2-1 count. I know that throughout this league, there's a lot of interesting promotions that usually bring decent attendance, and I'm sure front office executives are a lot happier when your team can somehow find wins on those nights. Pippins have done a good job on fireworks nights. Runner going. The pitch is popped up on the infield. Stone having to drift back. Coming in Godoy. Stone doesn't see it. Godoy does, though. Back to first in time is Gunnar Guile. Or Trevor T, rather. Gunnar Guile is the man who's out. Very shallow pop-up to left field. Goes down As a fly out towards Godoy. Could have been a lot worse if that was on a line. Then Stone would have been able to catch it and throw it back to first for a double play. Double play still in order. The Pippins have not turned one in quite a while. Been stuck at 30, which is still one of the better marks in the league. Here's Jalen Kennedy, the catcher. First offering, a breaking ball upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Kennedy from Lower Columbia College. Played in 44 games with LCC, batting .320. So far with Walla Walla, this is game number 10. 1-0. On the ground over towards third. Davis going to go to second base for one. Jay, the relay, the scoop, the pick. In time, double play. Sotomayor takes a short bounce and deposits it right into his mitt. Ask and you shall receive. It's a 5-4-3 double play to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. No score after 2 here at Borleske Stadium.
We want to find something. Information on how to have the best group out of this weather. There's a Walla Walla Start Project. Exit. Learning more cases. Walla Walla Sweets.com.
Top of the third inning here at historic Borleske Stadium in Walla Walla, Washington. The Pippins have 7, 8, and 9 due up. Leading off with Trey Godoy. Godoy recording the first out defensively for Yakima Valley on that fly out by Gunnar Guile. Now ready to swing the stick. Another left-hander for Yakima Valley in that left-hand batter's box, taking a pitch upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Trey Godoy from UCLA batting .103 for Yakima Valley, 4 hits in 12 games for Trey. Chopper on the ground over towards first, a backhand by T. He's going to flip over to his covering pitcher, who will win the race to the bag by a step and a half. 1 down on a couple of pitches here in the third inning for Curtis Ellis. That'll bring up Diego Davis playing third base today. Davis, usually a catcher on the season for Yakima Valley, batting .143. This is game number 4 for him. Fastball pops out of the mitt of Kennedy, back to the backstop, 1 ball and no strikes. It was high. Davis, coming from the University of the Pacific, was teammates with Levi Sotomayor, but not anymore. Sotomayor heading on to University of Nevada. 1-1, or 1-0 rather, is now 1-1 because of the fastball on the outer half. They're so quick to adjust the ball strike counter out on the scoreboard right now. Here is the 1-1. This is a changeup down and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. The scoreboard here at Borleske Stadium is a football-style scoreboard. It's not like your usual baseball scoreboard. You've got a home and a guest on each side, and then where the clock would be is where the innings are. 2-1, back into the screen, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ball strike out, and then hit error is where you would see down distance yard marker in a football game. And actually, the only way to tell the top and the bottom is there's a little football emblem next to guest or home. 2-2, breaking ball outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A former multi-purpose stadium here. A lot of high school football was played on this field. Also some college football as well, from Whitman up until the 70s, and Walla Walla Community College for a brief time. Payoff pitch to Davis. Fastball, top of the zone, called strike 3. That is 4 strikeouts now for Curtis Ellis. He has set down the Pippins in order. The first 8 have been set down. Brandon Stone with 2 away, trying to break up the perfect game. Stone, the shortstop for Yakima Valley. First pitch swinging, and it's softly out towards left field. He will break it up indeed. It drops in for a single in front of Gunnar Guile. The Pippins have their first hit. Brandon Stone, a 2-out single, sends us back to the top of the order. Does that mean I can ask for a Tyson Miller home run and he's going to deliver here? I asked for the double play. The Pippins got it. I asked for Stone to break up the no-hitter. The no-hitter in the perfect game is over. I'd love to see Tyson get his first home run over the fence. He's got an inside the Parker this summer. He drills it out towards the right center field gap, but Stinson was playing over there. He'll make the catch about head high. Darn it, Tyson, I gave it a try. Instead, it's a fly out to right, and the inning comes to a close. Pippins, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 run left on base. We go to the bottom of the third, no score here in Walla Walla.
What? What do you No. With the heads up. Oh no. What? I would. Back a little bit. I'll take my page. Straight to bed. Straight to bed. No. I want to go. I want to go with you guys 1 year. That was fun. So much fun. Sorry, wow. 0.5 days. Get there. 11 Come home right after.
I'm down to the goal for this private listener.
8, 9, and 1 due up here in the bottom of the third inning for Walla Walla. Cole Rogers, Austin Owens, and then Peyton Knowles back to the top. Eric Anthony got the help of the 31st double play for Yakima Valley this summer to get out of the second inning after hitting the leadoff man. Cole Rogers batting .278 for Walla Walla. He's only had 44 plate appearances, though. This is game number 15. Played in 40 games for the Sweets last year to the tune of a .275 batting average. First pitch from Anthony, a breaking ball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. 39 hits and 169 at-bats last year for Rogers. He's only got those 36 at-bats. Does have 10 hits. That's why the batting average sits at .278. Change up just a touch off. 2 balls and no strikes. Rogers in the final game of the Corvallis series going 1 for 4. He came in as a pinch runner the day before in the losing effort. 2-0 pitch from Anthony. Fastball outer block right on the outside part of the plate to this right-handed hitter. 2 balls and a strike. Early in games, hitting only 167. Cole Rogers definitely much more of a middle innings type guy. His batting average jumps up to .385. Case in point, the 2-1 pitch is skied out towards the middle of the field. Stone, fighting the sun, puts it away. Right behind the second base bag, there's 1 down. Brings up Austin Owens. Owens from Grand Canyon University. He's batting .234 on the summer. This is game number 37 for Owens. Owens early on, also a very low batting average, 135. The league batting average in the West Coast League in the first 3 innings is .254. First pitch upstairs near the eye level. Fastball for ball 1. Never really dove deep into those stats, but a 135 batting average in the first 3 innings. Wave and a miss, fastball middle, 1 ball and 1 strike. He is a late innings type guy, batting .379 in innings 7 or later. So the bottom of the order for Walla Walla much better the later the game gets. 1-1, breaking ball poked off the end of the bat, back towards us here in the press box, 1-2. If you weren't with us the last time we were here, my box is on the third base side of a lower elevation press box. We are still up just a touch, but only about to the rooftop of the dugout level. So not up very high compared to what we're used to at Yakima County Stadium. 1-2. Change up just a touch off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Couldn't have missed by much, but Kyle Sisk rules it a ball. Austin Owens stays alive for at least 1 more pitch. Owens has struck out 30 times this summer. Now time going to be called. Owens resets his equipment.
Yeah, wow.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Breaking ball, got him swinging. The bottom dropped out of it. First strikeout for Eric Anthony. It comes against the number 9 hitter. 2 away, back to the top of the order here in the 3rd inning. Both pitchers have a chance to have faced only 10 batters through the first 3 innings. Anthony to this point has a couple of walks. Well, a walk and a hit by pitch, and then that strikeout there. 4 strikeouts already for Curtis Ellis. No walks. He's only got 4 of them on the season. Peyton Knowles punches the first one foul down the first base line. It is 0-1. Fairly efficient start to this game. Yakima Valley and Walla Walla trying to get us out of these smoky conditions as soon as possible. Deep breath from Eric. The 0-1 out of the stretch is again down that right field line. But it was foul as it clanks around in the Pippins bullpen and back into the field of play. Malachi Emery Henderson will have to go grab the ball and get it out of play. Gifts it to the youth baseball team sitting out beyond right center field. Anthony looking for back-to-back strikeouts. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And so as I was saying where my location of my box is, in this case, a left-handed hitter up, Kyle Sisk really masks the inside part of the plate for me. It's kind of hard to see where exactly pitches are missing or hitting. 1-2. Fouled off over on the left side. That took a big hop right off the protective netting and down into the front row. Kid sitting back here will end up with the souvenir. He tried throwing it back, but wisely, one of the fans down here kept that ball in that young man's left hand. Again, the 1-2 from Anthony. Again, back this way. Chance for another one. One of the kids waiting to cross the line. Oh, did that hit one of the servers? One of the running servers with a beer in her hand was just splashed in the face with a full cup. She's going to head back and grab a new beer. Front office and general manager Cody has quite the smile on his face. He's going to go check on his employee. 1-2. This is poked out towards left center field. Godoy fighting the sun. He makes the catch on the run, and that will end the inning. Both pitchers face only 10 men. The first 3 innings of this game. Middle frames are next here at Borleske Stadium. No score between the Pippins and the Sweets.
If another ball comes over here, see, they land after.
Answer question.
What? He's black. What?
It's pressure. You guys put okay. There's no water. You can't walk into help.
Top of the 4th inning already here at Borleske Stadium. No score between Yakima Valley and Walla Walla. The Pippins have 2, 3, and 4 due up. Jay O'Neill, Lewis Garcia, Parker Burt. My name's Harmon Johnsen. Glad you're with us. 7:15 p.m. here in Walla Walla, Washington. Curtis Ellis out on the hill for Walla Walla. 4 strikeouts to his name. He's given up 1 hit. O'Neill flew out to right field his last time up. He stings one into shallow center field. Kane coming on, catches it at his head. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. A line drive right at Sam Kane. He only had to come in a few steps. He was already playing in, knowing that O'Neill has pull side power. He was playing more so he can get a jump to help assist on a relay in from right. Here's Lewis Garcia. Struck out to end the 1st inning. He's taking the first pitch. It's down and in across his shoe tops. 1 ball and no strikes. Garcia with a 10-game hitting streak. Going to need to find a hit here as we go through the second trip through the order. The way this game's going, you might only get 3 at-bats all day. Out of the windup, the 1-0 from Ellis. A fastball above the letters. 2 balls and no strikes. Daichi Furuhata had a 10-game hitting streak to start the season before it was snapped down in Ridgefield. 2-0, swinging, fouling way out of play over the protective netting here at the press box and presumably onto Highway 12. U.S. Highway 12 is a 4-lane freeway through Walla Walla, and we only sit around 100 feet away from the shoulder here in the press box. There's a big net above the press box to try to keep balls from flying that way, along with some trees, but the height on that one might have been out of play into the road. 2-1, fouled over on the right side into the football stands, 2-2. So Garcia goes from a 2-0 count to a 2-2 count. Over the course of this 10-game hitting streak for Garcia, he started it with a 3-for-4 day in Bend, then a 2-for-5 game against Ridgefield, then went 4-for-5, 3-for-4, and then finally only had 1 hit against Walla Walla the first time, going 1-for-4. Followed that up with a 2-hit performance. 2-2, outside, breaking ball. Count runs full. Then in the 3rd game of that series, here in Borleske Stadium, 1-for-5, and then against Portland, 2-for-5, 1-for-4, and 2-for-4. A lot of multi-hit outings for Garcia. That doesn't include the rest of the season. Payoff pitch. Stung out towards right center field. Kane drifting back to his left, over his shoulder, makes the catch. 2 away as a firefighting plane flies out beyond the right center field wall overhead. Some fires down east of Walla Walla and especially down south in Oregon. That's the cause of the smoke so far today and then predicted for tomorrow, hoping that things will clear up by Thursday. Chopper on the first pitch, foul over at third by Parker Burt. Parker got a high fastball and pounded it into the apron. It took such a wicked spin, it went foul. Burt today struck out back in the 2nd inning. That was one of 3 straight strikeouts for Curtis Ellis to begin his outing. Pippins have had one base runner tonight as the changeup is waved through, down and in the zone, 0-2. Brandon Stone picked up a hit in the third inning, but he was left stranded. Curtis Ellis mowing through this Yakima Valley order. Eric Anthony doing the same right now to Walla Walla. 0-2 here in the top of the fourth. Fastball upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Parker enjoyed being here the last time. He had hits in all 3 games, including a couple of multi-hit efforts, 2 for 5 on Saturday and 2 for 3 the next Sunday. 1-2 on the ground out towards third. Reeser right behind the bag. Gets it cleanly across to first. And the side is retired in order. That is the third 1-2-3 inning work by Curtis Ellis. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. Bottom 4 is next here in Walla Walla. The Sweets have 2, 3, and 4 due up against Pippins pitching.
All right. All right, on the 5, stack, go. Okay, quick 1 point down to round 2. On the mark, get back. Oh, third round. On the mark, get back, go. Oh, winner. Go ahead. Holiday Express, the official host hotel of the Walla Wall Sweets. Check out the award-winning reward program at the Express Hotel.
Bottom of the fourth inning at Borleske Stadium. Pippins in their 4th of 6 games in this ballpark of the 2026 season were swept the first time we were here. No score right now between Walla Walla and Yakima Valley, 2 Battle of the Basin rivals, duking it out for the 7th of 9 times this summer. Bo Stinson leads it off here in the 4th inning. He walked back in the 1st inning, stole second, but was left stranded there. First pitch from Anthony, a fastball high and tight, 1 ball and no strikes. Eric having just as much success as his opponent across the dugouts. Curtis Ellis, 43 pitches through 4 innings, only 1 hit. Eric to this point, 3 scoreless innings as a foul ball gets the mask of Kyle Sisk. He crouches down just a touch and says he's all right. I think it got both Parker Burt and Kyle Sisk on the way by. Leo Rivera slowly creeping in from the third base coaching box. He says, "Are you good?" And Kyle Sisk just kind of gives him the, "Yeah, let's play." 1 ball and 1 strike. I was going to say Anthony to this point, a couple of base runners have been a walk and a hit by pitch. 1-1 upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. So to this point in the game, there's only been 3 base runners. 1 hit for Yakima Valley. That came off the bat of Brandon Stone, the number 9 hitter, and then Bo Stinson walked in the first. Trevor T was hit by a pitch in the second. He was erased on a double play. 2-1, breaking ball. Called a strike right on the outer black. Bo Stinson, the right-hander, saw that one a little bit closer to the left-handed batter's box than he wanted, but it is 2-2, and Eric Anthony will exploit that all evening. Nods his approval to Parker Burt, comes set at the belt. Winds in the 2-2 pitch, a fastball downstairs. This is in the dirt. Parker picks up, throws to Levi, and the strikeout is complete. Second strikeout of the night for Eric Anthony. He gets some help from his catcher, and there's 1 away here in the 4th. Brings up Gage Reeser for the 2nd time. Reeser popped up to Diego Davis right down the foul line, a few steps behind the third base pillow. Back in the first inning, Reeser, a former Pippin and a former Yakima Valley Yak for 2 years. First pitch, right at the top of the zone. 0-1. Reeser thought that was high. He's looking back at Kyle Sisk right now before digging back in. Sweets not quite satisfied with the zone from the former Pecos League umpire, now here in the West Coast League. 0-1 downstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Was chatting with Kyle Sisk when he and his partner Henry DeJesus walked into the ballpark today, and he was wearing a Pecos League hat, which is, of course, the league I worked in my first season in baseball, as an announcer at least. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch, breaking ball upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. And I asked him, what's the tie there? He said, well, I umpired there last year in the Pacific Division, more in the north half of California, which, if you don't know the Pecos League, there's the California Division, then there's 2 divisions on the other side of the mountains that they don't play each other until the championship game. 2-1, grounded foul, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So I thought that was kind of cool. Not as many people know about the Pecos League as maybe a league like the West Coast League, but those that do know understand what being in the Pecos League is like. Anthony has Reeser, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coming set, now taking a deep breath. 2-2, flown out towards center field. Garcia barely had to move as he steps back by 2 steps and makes the catch chest high. 2 away on the fly out by Reeser. That'll bring up Sam Kane. And also an interesting thing, the reason I brought up the separation between the Pacific Division and then the 2 Mountain Divisions in the Pecos League is some folks speculate that eventually the West Coast League is going to have to do something similar. If you think geographically about our league, you've got team as far north as Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and as far south as Springfield, Oregon. First pitch breaking ball upstairs from Anthony to Sam Kane, 1-0. And when I was talking to various people at the All-Star game in Victoria, nothing is confirmed. This is all just pure conversation, but there was a somewhat legitimate conversation of maybe someday you will see a West Coast League North and West Coast League South. Pitch outside, 2 balls and no strikes. You might be asking, well, Harmon, we have that already. We have a North Division and a South Division, but what I mean by that is the North teams play the North teams, the South teams play the South teams, and there's no inter-division games until the championship. 2-0 downstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. Anthony in danger of walking his second batter. Now, I don't know if that is ever going to come, or if it would be in the near future or the far future or what have you. But the West Coast League always looking to add new teams. You've got 16 right now. You had 17 last year, so trying to maybe get to 18 teams. 3-0 pitch. Strike right over the plate. Taking all the way was Sam Kane, 3-1. So we'll see what the future brings for the West Coast League. There's currently no conversations with any teams right now about joining the league, and you certainly hope there's no conversations about leaving the league. 3-1, a stinger back up the middle and down into center field for a base hit. Sam Kane breaks up the no-hitter. It comes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. A great start so far by Eric Anthony. By far, one of the best starts for Yakima Valley pitcher here in Borleske Stadium. No runs on the board yet for either team. Trying to wait until the Pippins get to swing the sticks in the 5th inning before that happens. Trevor T was hit by a pitch, the first one he saw in the 2nd inning. It went right off his elbow guard. First pitch, breaking ball down at the knees. 0-1 the count. The West Coast League really in a good spot right now with all of the teams and all of the great players that seem to be coming out of this league recently. Breaking ball upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. I was reading through the draft recap, and I can't remember the exact number, but the West Coast League had, I believe, around, I think it was either 40 or 50 alumni get drafted during this summer's draft. And that is incredible. 1-1, half swing offered at by Trevor T. It's now 1-2. The fact that some teams like the Bend Elks have 4 or 5 names. Corvallis had, I believe, 8 or 9. Yakima Valley even heard a former player get their name called. Bellingham had around 10. Really shows you the health and the potential future for this league. Runner off at first, ground ball over the mound. Jay was covering the bag at second. It gets past his glove. Going from first to third is Sam Kane. It's back-to-back hits for Walla Walla. If Jay had been playing his normal second base and not covering the bag, he would have had to backhand the ball. Going and covering actually helped him get closer to the baseball, but he overran it just a touch because he knew the runner was headed to second. So by the time he readjusted, he couldn't quite get leather on it. First scoring threat for either team. Sam Kane standing at third, Trevor T over at first, and now Gunnar Guile flew out towards left field in the second inning. 2 down, no score, bottom 4. Eric exhales a deep breath, checks the runners. First pitch. Bounces away from Parker, right off the screen. He's going to gather. Underhand flip, it is late. Sam Kane scores. Trevor T moves up to second. Parker got to the ball quickly, but the underhand flip came out of the hand just a little too slow, and Walla Walla leads it 1-0 on a wild pitch. The netting on the backstop here, which the backstop itself very close to the home plate. But the netting is extra bouncy, and so it took 1 hop off of it and right back to Parker, but then he underhand flipped it from his knees and didn't get it there in time. Wave and a miss upstairs, Gunnar Guile. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Sweets lead it 1-0. They've led all 3 games, or now all 4, I should say, against the Pippins here at their home ballpark. 2 balls and 1 strike after the changeup misses upstairs 2-1. Walla Walla has been an extremely hard team to beat here at home. They are 17-4 at Borleske Stadium. 17-4. That's 17 of their 25 wins. 2-1, outside fastball, 3 balls and a strike to Gunnar Guile. Contrasting, they're 8-13 on the road, which the Pippins are 8-10. So 8-13 on the road is not a bad number. Anthony trying to avoid losing Gunnar Guile. The 3-1 pitch on the way. Grounded foul past Yakima Valley's dugout on the first base side and up the warning track. The count is full. There's a man at second base and a run home. Eric Anthony trying to get through 4. This will be pitch number 62. Looking back to second and Trevor T. Now looking again for Anthony. The payoff pitch, breaking ball, called strike 3 right on the outer edge. Gunnar Guile disagrees, but he will head back to the dugout in disgust. Top 5 is next. Walla Walla gets 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and leaves 1 man on base. After 4, 1-0 Sweets here at Borleske Stadium.
Happy dance. Bingo. You want to try? You want to try? Brittany, Oh. Want to try? Mango. Yeah. The guy at the ice cream thing flirted with me. He, he was like, I feel it right. Well, he also gave me the application when I picked up my order. Welcome back. Yeah. Isn't it good? You're listening to me. I think she really likes it. I should have got you one. Isn't try it, Richard. It's really good. It's good.
Top of the fifth inning here at Borleske Stadium. One defensive substitution to log. Playing right field now in place of Bo Stinson is Gunnar Guile, who has been playing left field, and in his spot, Ronan Schofield comes into left field. Malachi Emery Henderson takes the first pitch down and away from Curtis Ellis here in the fifth inning. Ellis only 44 pitches to his name. He's had a very efficient start to this one. And so Bo Stinson exits this contest. Malachi watches a fastball on the outer black, 1-1. On the day, he walked and he struck out, but he had to leg out the strikeout over towards first, where he was eventually out. But he is no longer in the game. So Schofield to left, Guile moves from left to right. 1-1, high and away, 2 balls and 1 strike to Malachi Emery Henderson, who struck out swinging in the second inning. Sweets lead it 1-0 after Sam Kane scored on a wild pitch. The 2-1 is in tight to Malachi, 3 balls and 1 strike. The Pippins have had one base runner against Curtis Ellis. It was Brandon Stone, who singled in the third inning. Curtis Ellis has only issued 4 walks all season. He is in danger of issuing his 5th to Malachi Emery Henderson, who, as of late, has been drawing quite a few free passes. The 3-1 pitch is a foul ball over on the left side, out of play. The count runs full. So hopefully we'll get an update on Bo Stinson, but if you're Yakima Valley, you're a little relieved that he's not in the game anymore. He's been a Pippin killer, 3 home runs against Yakima Valley in 3 games. Payoff to Malachi, a hard line drive out towards right. Back is Guile, but the new right fielder, after shifting there from left, will make the catch in front of the track. Malachi gave it a ride, but it stays in the yard. 1 down here in the 5th. Here's Levi Sotomayor. He grounded out to Rogers, the second baseman, to end the second. Curtis Ellis about to throw his 50th pitch. It swung on and popped out of play over on the left, over towards general admission. Bounces once off of the concrete and over towards the Baskin-Robbins truck, which there is a Baskin-Robbins cup in my booth. One of our owners, Brad Durham, and his wife making his way out to the game today. They were nice enough to get me a root beer float. 0-1 on the way to Sotomayor out of the windup. It plunks his front hip. Pippins have their second base runner. It's a little more painful than the Brandon Stone single. But Levi Sotomayor will take his base. A man on and only 1 out for Trey Godoy. That brings up Trey, grounding out back in the 3rd inning to the first baseman, Trevor T. First pitch, hard on the ground, back to T. He knocks it down. He'll have 1 play. It is at first. He'll step on the bag himself. Says a little word to himself under his breath, knowing that if he had fielded it cleanly, he could have turned a double play. Instead, Godoy is out 3 unassisted. Levi moves up to second. 2 down for Diego Davis. Pippins have their first runner in scoring position opportunity tonight. Stepping off of the rubber is Curtis Ellis. Hillary Center having to go out of the stretch for only the second time today. Comes set right at the letters, takes a look back to second. First offering to Diego is flied over into foul territory by first base. T right in front of the Pippins dugout makes the catch. A couple of quick outs after a hit by pitch. Diego Davis, P03. Halfway home here at Borleske Stadium, 1-0 Sweets. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left for Yakima Valley. We go to the bottom of the fifth, 1-0 Sweets.
The wide range of academic courses in the cricket from while on the Predator.
Is that for her?
Bottom of the fifth inning here at Borleske Stadium. Let's get a look at the scores around the West Coast League as we stand right now. Bottom of the sixth inning in Edmonton, 2-2 tie between the Riverhawks and the North Paws. 3-2 is the score in Ridgefield. The Raptors lead it over the Marion Berries. Top of the fourth. Nanaimo hosting Victoria. The Harbor Cats lead at 4-0 over the Night Owls in the bottom of the fourth. Digging in here in the bottom of the fifth, Jalen Kennedy, 7, 8, and 9 due up against Eric Anthony. First pitch popped up out of play back towards Highway 12, 0-1. Bend in Corvallis tonight, bottom of the fourth inning in that game. 2-1 score. Corvallis leads it. Port Angeles visiting Wenatchee tonight, 1-0 Apple Sox in the top of the fifth. Top of the fourth in Bellingham. Kelowna leads it 5-2 over the hometown Bells. And bottom of the first inning, game just underway down in Walker Stadium in Portland. Pickles lead at 2-0 over the Springfield Drifters. 0-1, breaking ball fouled at the dish. This came off of Parker Burt's protective gear, and so Kyle Sisk will give him a second. No balls and 2 strikes. Kennedy grounded into a 5-4-3 double play to end the second inning. Unfortunately, he's only worth 1 out right now. Nobody aboard the start of this bottom half of the fifth inning. You can see the blue sky as the clouds move out, but definitely still a little hazy. We'll get an update on the air quality index in just a moment. 0-2, foul tipped into the mitt of Parker Burt. Good slider by Anthony. That is strikeout number 4. Cole Rogers steps up to the plate. Air quality index right now, according to airnow.gov, says moderate 88. Forecasted to be a little bit closer to 200 the next couple of days. First pitch grounder out towards short. Stone on a backhand. Hard throw across, not in time. Cole Rogers legs out an infield single. He beat the race to the bag by half a step with the ball. Brandon Stone not playing shortstop much for Yakima Valley this summer. He's played a lot of second base. He waited back for the third bounce and then fired a rope across the diamond. Best chance to get him, but just could not beat the runner. Here's Austin Owens. Now the double play is in order. Owens struck out back in the third inning. That was strikeout number 1 for Anthony. First pitch swinging and fouling this into Parker's mitt. 0-1. Some throwing going on in the Yakima Valley bullpen. Looks like Oliver Wilday has grabbed a baseball. Eric sitting at 67 pitches. Now he checks on to first. Close play, but diving back in time is Cole Rogers. The next 24 hours, there's a moderate risk for unhealthy air. Oh, 1 downstairs, fastball, 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a pretty good pocket of unhealthy air traveling north from Oregon. The monitor that we're going off of here is the 12th Street monitor, which is close to downtown. Runner takes off at first. The 1-1 is fouled out of play. Austin Owens was free swinging with the runner in motion. So the count is 1-2. There was quite a big plume of smoke that came through today, but it has moved out to the north. There was a lot worse smoke in the area when we got to town. So hoping tomorrow it's about the same today, if not better. 1-2, again foul. Owens sends it off the top of the screen in front of the Pippins dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes remains, and I can't say, being from Nebraska, that I've been around much wildfire smoke. I mean, there have been some grass fires that have created some hazy nights, and every other year or so, it seems like a big Canadian fire pollutes the air, but folks out here are a little bit more used to it with all the forests in the area. 1-2, runner off again, the pitch fouled again. Austin Owens making it hard for Cole Rogers to take second base. Rogers is going to need an oxygen tank by the time he gets back to the dugout. Owens struck out against Eric in the third inning. Here in the bottom of the fifth, 1-0 Sweets. A big lead over at first for Cole Rogers. Long pause for Anthony, not going. The 1-2 misses just a touch down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But not only do we have to deal with the smoke, but we have to deal with the warm weather as well. It's a heat wave right now across the country. Won't find very many places that don't have 90-plus degree temperatures. 2-2. Breaking ball through the legs of Parker Burt. Moving up to second will be Cole Rogers. He will stop there. Owens left it alone, so the count runs full. Second wild pitch for Eric Anthony tonight. Rogers was not going, so you cannot give him the stolen base. He tried a couple times, but his batter, Austin Owens, wouldn't let him steal it. Now Owens has a chance to bring in Rogers. Anthony brings home the payoff pitch. Fastball at the knees, called strike 3. Kyle Sisk rings up Austin Owens. 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth. We go back to the top of the Walla Walla order. Peyton Knowles is 0 for 2 today. Forecast temperature for tomorrow is 102 degrees. Patchy smoke as well. And then Thursday, a forecasted high of 101. When we get to Saturday, forecasted high of 93, that's going to feel like the Antarctic compared to what we've had the last couple of days. And what will continue to be for the rest of the week. Breaking ball spiked. Parker keeps it in front, but he doesn't pick up the ball in time to gun down Cole Rogers. He saw the ball in the dirt, ran with it. So it's another wild pitch for Anthony. Runner 90 feet away for Walla Walla. Peyton Knowles ahead in the count 1-0. But at least out here, the humidity stays relatively low. I know where I live in Nebraska, the humidity very high right now, which makes those 100-degree temperatures feel a little bit closer to 110. Ethan Salscheider heading out to the hill to have a quick visit with Eric Anthony as Oliver Wilday appears to be ready to go down in the Yakima Valley bullpen. Most of the country going to be around 100 tomorrow. That's pretty impressive. Infer that however you want to. If you're listening from Yakima, the air quality alert that's in place here in Walla Walla does not affect Yakima County. It is for the counties of Benton, Franklin, and Walla Walla. Tri-Cities is part of this, though. Wildfires burning in the region combined with forecasted conditions will cause air quality to reach unhealthy levels. That air quality alert is until 9 o'clock tomorrow, but if I had to guess, there will be another one issued tomorrow morning. 75 pitches for Eric Anthony. The count is 1-0. Man is at third. That is Cole Rogers. Knowles swings on 1-0 and pops it out towards left field. Godoy coming in. He puts it away. And the Sweets strand a runner at third. 5 innings in the books. It's 1-0 Walla Walla. A pitcher's duel going on here at Borleske Stadium. We'll be right back for the top of the 6th.
And mark, work, 2, 10 more. 3, 9, 10, oh, the start, and wait,
That's how I do.
Number 41, Sam Field.
Top of the 6th inning here at Borleske Stadium in Walla Walla, Washington. Curtis Ellis back out for his 6th inning of work, 53 pitches to his name. He'll face Brandon Stone in the top of the Yakima Valley order. Tyson Miller, Jay O'Neill, hopefully more to follow. 1-0 Walla Walla, 5 innings in the books. First pitch out of the windup, wave and a miss by Brandon Stone. He's got the Pippins' only hit so far today. He's been one of 2 base runners for Yakima Valley. Walla Walla hasn't had much more success, but they do have a run on the board to go along with 3 hits. 0-1, Stone taking a pitch middle. The count 0-2. Temperatures here in Walla Walla, we started the game at 93. It's only dropped by about 3 degrees, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds only blowing at around 3 miles an hour. Heat index at 87 degrees. 0-2, Brandon spits on a breaking ball outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Humidity sitting at 25%. So a very warm night in Walla Walla, Washington. Going to be warm all series. Ellis sends home the 1-2. It's roped down the line, foul. Gage Reeser almost caught it on a hop, but it bounces into left field and into the Sweets bullpen. Instead, just goes down as a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes remains. I'm sure most of the country's feeling this right now, but I could go for a nice rainstorm. Cool everything off. 1-2. Stone back up the box. This is bouncing over the second base bag. Rogers backhands it, but he throws wide of first base. T has to come off to make sure Stone can't advance anymore. And Brandon Stone is 2 for 2 today with a couple of hits. The only 2 hits for Yakima Valley. Back to the top of the order, Tyson Miller. This time, Stone picks up a hit with nobody out. Let's see if the Pippins can move him station to station and get this thing tied. First pitch, fastball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes to Tyson Miller. 0 for 2 today. Ground out and a fly out. That was to Bo Stinson before he left the game. Gunnar Guile is now in right field. Ronan Schofield is in left. Tyson, a high fly ball to medium depth right field. Guile settling, squeezing, out number 1. Tyson's given a couple of pitches rides out towards right field. Instead, he's out number 1 here in the 6th. Jay O'Neill, another left-handed hitter for Yakima Valley. Guile's been a busy man since switching from left to right. We've not seen Stone go in motion yet, only a couple pitches to try. First pitch, a fastball outside to O'Neill, 1 ball and no strikes. Jay has a couple of outs in the outfield as well, a fly out to Stinson and a line drive out to Kane in center field, who was playing in the last time Jay was up. 1-0, catches the letters, it's 1-1. Kane is now playing more in a normal depth in center field in front of the 412 sign. One, Jay pulls it foul over towards Panch in the first base coaching box, and now one of the Pippins reserves will have to pick that up. Jake Cumming telling Panch he can stay in the first base box. Picks up the Pearl, and now the Pippins have another baseball. Ellis from the stretch, runners going. Jay sees a strike and fouls it out of play. Too close of a pitch to take if you are Jay O'Neill. Trying to avoid the strikeout in the 0 for 3 day. Stone was running, though, so let's see if the Pippins continue to be aggressive. Flag laying limp out in dead center field. Ellis peering over his shoulder. Stone bluffs, wave and a miss at the top of the zone for O'Neill. He is out number 2 in the 6th. Couple of pitches in similar spots. Jay could not get a piece of that fastball. Here's Luis Garcia trying to extend that 10-game hitting streak. Garcia 0 for 2 today. We're here in the 6th inning. Again, the way the game's trending, running out of chances if you're Garcia. Fouling a first pitch fastball straight back to the screen. 0-1. Garcia, probably one of the most underrated bats in the West Coast League right now, especially for the Pippins, who had Parker Burt, Nick Velasquez, Daichi Furuhata leading the charge. 0-1 popped up over on the left side. Reeser about to stand on the pillow. He'll walk over third base, and he will make the catch in fair territory to record out number 3. The Pippins squander a leadoff single by Brandon Stone. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 here at Borleske Stadium. The Sweets leading it at home. Bottom of the sixth inning here at Borleske Stadium. Walla Walla leads it 1-0. They'll have 2, 3, and 4 due up here in the sixth inning, but they'll lead it off with a pinch hitter, Ronan Schofield, who has been playing left field the last 2 innings. Came in for Bo Stinson. And so Walla Walla throwing another left-handed bat into the lineup against Eric Anthony, who's through 5 innings. The pitcher's duel continues here. 1 run and only a combined 5 hits between the two teams. First pitch out towards right center field. Garcia has good defensive ability out there, though, and he makes the catch basket style, drifting back towards the gap in right center. 1 pitch and 1 out. Schofield didn't even have a chance to introduce the man. We'll see if we can get that in the next time he comes up. Eric Anthony will take that early flyout, though. 76 pitches, trying to get through 6 innings. On the season for Yakima Valley, Eric has gone 6 innings once. It was a win against the Ridgefield Raptors. He gave up 1 run on 6 hits. First pitch, Gage Reeser taking a strike right over the heart of the plate, 0-1. When Eric pitched against Walla Walla on the 12th of July, he went 1 inning giving up 4 runs on 4 hits, a much better outing this time against the Sweets. 0-1, another chance for Garcia in center, coming in a few steps, fighting the smoke. He puts it away. The can of corn drops into his mitt. 0 for 2 are the Sweets here in this 6th inning, and only 3 pitches for Eric Anthony. Sam Kane probably going to be inclined to take a pitch or 2 here just to give his starter Curtis Ellis a chance to catch his breath. 66 pitches for Ellis, although there is a right-hander warming for Walla Walla, and we saw an early hook from Leo Rivera the last time we were here in Game 1 of a series. First pitch swinging, a chance for Godoy, who was playing back in left field. It's a 4-pitch inning for Eric Anthony. Gets 3 flyouts from the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Walla Walla order. It's getting late here in Walla Walla. Can you believe it? Just past 8 o'clock here on a Tuesday night. We got the top of the 7th coming up next. This is Pippins Baseball. Top of the 7th inning here at historic Borleske Stadium. Harmon Johnsen with you. It's 8:02 p.m. here in Walla Walla, Washington. Glad you're listening wherever you are listening, either on YouTube or on the Pippins Mixler. It's a pitcher's duel between Eric Anthony and Curtis Ellis. Both pitchers still in the game. Ellis with 66 pitches to his name, about to start his 7th inning of work. On the season for Walla Walla, Ellis has gone 5 innings, 4 innings, 6 innings. Parker Burt swinging and missing at the first pitch to fall behind 0-1. He had a 1-inning outing against the Marion Berries, not a start, but then back to his starting jobs. 7 1/3 innings and a loss to Springfield on June 23rd. 0-1 pitch. Parker stings it out to center field. Kane going back, still going back. This ball is over his head and onto the warning track. Parker Burt is going to stop at second with a stand-up double to lead off the 7th inning. Very hard hit ball for Parker Burt. He turned and had a little bit of a pump up fist towards Coach Panch as he was rounding first, heading to second. Runner in scoring position immediately as the Pippins try to tie this game. Ellis went 7 1/3 innings and a loss to Springfield on June 23rd, then back-to-back 6-inning outings without allowing a run against the Bend Elks on the 30th and the Springfield Drifters on the 7th. This is his first start since the All-Star break, which he was a part of up in Victoria. First pitch to Malachi Emery Henderson is upstairs, ball 1. Parker does have catcher's speed, but let's see if Malachi can do what he does best and find the outfield wall. Hard hit potential in this part of the order. Garcia, Burt, Emery Henderson. Garcia popped out to end the 6th inning, but you can see it right away with Parker Burt. Pitch missing outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Corey Keir, the pitching coach for Walla Walla, with some hand signals down to the bullpen down that left field line. Ellis might be nearing the end of his night. 2-0, fastball outside. The count, 3 balls and no strikes. Ellis now at 70 pitches. Under the light power here at Borleske Stadium, the smoke not helping with the setting sun, so it feels a little bit darker than normal. 3-0 pitch to Malachi, taking all the way and seeing a strike over the heart of the plate. Emery Henderson struck out in the 2nd, lined out to right field in the 5th. It was a hard hit ball, but it was caught at the waist by Gunnar Guile. 3-1, fouled back towards the press box here and into the less than cheap seats. The count now full to Malachi. He's worked a deep count the last couple of plate appearances. Last time Malachi was at this ballpark, he left the yard. That was Sunday before the All-Star break. The payoff pitch from Ellis, a bouncing ball over towards first. T going to have one play. It is the first base bag. Emery Henderson out number 1, but it's a very productive out, moving Parker Burt 90 feet away from scoring in a 1-run game. I kind of apologize to our viewers. I added the words chopped and pounded together. If my sister's listening, go ahead and add that to the dictionary of words that Harmon made up. Sotomayor was hit by a pitch back in the 5th inning. RBI opportunity here with 1 away. The infield comes in for Walla Walla. First pitch, fastball right on the outer black. 0-1. Sotomayor grounded out to second base back in the 2nd inning. Levi likely going to have to get this ball through the infield to score Parker. Backdoor breaking ball. This is outside, though. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ellis likely nearing the end of his night. Not going to get that 7 1/3 in the books. He's got 6 1/3 right now. Breaking ball spat on downstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Trey Godoy waits on deck. A lot of lefties hitting against this right-handed hurler. Then Diego Davis and Brandon Stone. Stone's got the 2 hits for Yakima Valley until that Parker Burt double. Out of play over on the left side. The count now 2-2. Sotomayor digs back into that left-hand batter's box. Reeser, Owens, Rogers, and T playing on the cut of the grass. Infield playing in as well, trying to cut down anything at home. 2-2 bounces in. Good block by Kennedy. The count now full. A walk sets up a double play opportunity. The middle infield would play back. It would also put the pressure on because the Pippins could try to run. Payoff pitch from Ellis. Bouncing ball, right to Rogers. Infield pulled in. Parker will stay put. There's 2 away. Rogers looked back Parker before throwing on to first. He knew he had plenty of time, being the second baseman. Infield will return to its normal depth. Here comes Trey Godoy, 0 for 2 today. Ground out to first base. Actually, a couple of them. One of them, T got help from his pitcher. The other one was a potential double play opportunity that T bobbled, so he could only make one play. It was stepping on his own bag. Ellis about to throw his 80th pitch here in the top of the 7th inning. 1-0 game. The breaking ball right at the top of the zone. 0-1 to Godoy. Pippins got the leadoff double from Parker Bird. A ground out by Emery Henderson got him to third. And then a ground out by Sotomayor has 2 on the board. Godoy ropes one into right field, down for a hit. This will tie the game. Trey rounds first. He'll stop there as Guile gets it to the infield. 1-1 tie on an RBI single by Trey Godoy. This ball was spanked out towards right field. Give Trey an RBI. Parker Burt crosses the plate, and it's a brand new ball game here in Walla Walla. Now a chance to steal the lead. Diego Davis 0 for 2 today. First pitch, changeup down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Oliver Wilday has grabbed a baseball again down in the Pippins bullpen and is pawing his way around the hill. We'll see if it is Eric Anthony or if it is Wilday that goes out for the bottom half of the 7th inning. 1-0, shot through the right side, another base hit for Yakima Valley. 3 hits in the inning. Godoy stops at second. It'll be first and second with 2 away for the Pippins as they try to take the lead. Diego Davis, a single through the right side. The Pippins had 2 hits entering this inning. They have 3 of them now, and their first run is across the board. Leo Rivera making his way out of the third base dugout. This might be the end of the line for Curtis Ellis. A man trotting in from the bullpen out in foul territory. And of the 2 starters tonight, you would have thought Ellis would have been the one staying in the game longer, but Eric Anthony wins the pitching duel so far. A 1-1 tie as Curtis Ellis departs with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. We'll get you the information on the new pitcher when we come back. The Pippins have them first and second with 2 away, trying to take the lead here in a 1-1 tie at Borleske Stadium. This is Pippins Baseball.
Now, Curtis was winning.
New pitcher into the game for the Walla Walla Sweets. It's Hayden Line from Lower Columbia College, a native of Clarkston, Washington. 4 1/3 innings so far for Walla Walla. 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 0 ERA, 5 hits. Does not have any wins or losses. Curtis Ellis departs as Brandon Stone takes the first pitch upstairs from Hayden Line. Ellis goes 6 2/3 innings on 82 pitches, strikes out 5, does not walk any, gives up 5 hits, 3 of them coming in this inning. Line inherits 2 runners, Trey Godoy at second, Diego Davis at first. 1-0, Stone fouls out of play. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. What a big at-bat here for Brandon Stone. Facing a new pitcher. The go-ahead run is at second base, some insurance behind him at first. Stone had the only 2 hits for the Pippins entering this inning. Both of them singles. 2 outs in a tie ball game, 1-1. The Pippins trying to win for the first time against Walla Walla since the last day of May. 1-1, breaking ball spins in there. It is strike 2. Stone going to be getting quite a bit more playing time with some injuries to Daichi Furuhata, AJ Mendoza, and the departure of Nick Velasquez. The local kid from East Valley. In a 1-2 count, runners at first and second. The pitch from Line, a nubber off the end of the bat, out towards the tricky triangle. Guile coming in. This is going to drop. Trey rounds third. Here comes a throw. It is cut off, and the Pippins have the lead. Stone stands at first, 3 for 3, and he gives Yakima Valley a 2-1 advantage on an RBI single. Godoy never stopped running with 2 outs. Neither did Davis. He's at third. Pippins have him at the corners, now leading 2-1. Brandon Stone, 3 for 3, the third, the biggest of the night. Back to the top of the order, Tyson Miller. Swinging first pitch, this is through the left side. Diego Davis scores. The Pippins, with 5 hits in the inning, have a 3-1 lead. Tyson Miller, an RBI single. Close the book on Curtis Ellis. He gives up 3 runs, all of them in this frame. Perfect location for Tyson Miller. Up at second is Brandon Stone. Now Jay O'Neill trying to add some insurance. The Pippins have sent 8 to the plate here in the 7th. First offering to Jay is a slider over the heart of the plate. 0-1 the count. Now with a 2-run lead, the Pippins might see more high leverage arms start to warm up. Wave and a miss on the 0-1. The count now 0-2. Walla Walla will have 5, 6, and 7 due up in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Got to get 9 outs on defense for Yakima Valley to try to steal game 1 from the Sweets. Line ready to go. The 0-2 count. High and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brandon Stone, who got this train rolling with the RBI single, standing out at second base. Tyson Miller behind him after giving the Pippins some insurance. Look back to second for Line. The 1-2 pitch to Jay. Wave and a miss. He went chasing a slider down and away. O'Neill strikes out for the second time tonight, but the Pippins do damage. 3 runs on 5 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on base. It is stretch time here at Borleske Stadium. The Pippins leading it 3-1. Eric Anthony back out when we get back.
Everyone was leaving. Sweets. Elite. It was fire. It's not even one of those songs.
Honor that first person for all public service in the beer garden, in the right field, Powder House, the whole front page. There's the last call for alcohol. DJ. Every time I need to announce the last call of the bar.
I've already heard this. It's good fun. This is and I hope it's good for my
Stretch time has come and gone, and the Pippins trying to stretch out their lead. They'll have to play defense first, 3-1 after scoring 3 runs on 5 hits in the top half of the 7th inning, forcing Curtis Ellis to exit the game. Eric Anthony will face 5, 6, and 7 in the Walla Walla order after a 4-pitch bottom of the 6th inning. He got 3 flyouts, hoping for more of the same here in the 7th. Trevor T, 1 for 1 with a single and a hit by pitch. The bottom 4 in the order have 1 hit combined. First pitch, fastball upstairs. Anthony had a chance to rest a little bit down in the dugout between pitching appearances. His offense going and getting him 3 runs. Now with the lead, the 1-0 pitch skips in, 2 balls and no strikes. You wonder if T might be the adjustment batter. You don't want to waste too many pitches, though. 81 to his name. Anthony has pitched 6 innings before. That was a win against the Ridgefield Raptors. Gave up 1 run on 5 hits. He's given up 4 hits tonight, only 1 run. Trying to get through 7. Check swing, did he go? Pitch was downstairs. He did not. 3 balls and no strikes. T trying to be a leadoff base runner. He was that in the 2nd inning, but then was part of a double play turned by Yakima Valley. Exciting night here on a Tuesday in Walla Walla, Washington. 3-0 pitch. Fastball right over the heart of the plate, taking all the way Trevor T. Let's see if that gets Eric back into the groove. 3 balls and 1 strike. Anthony setting at the letters. The pitch on the way. A touchdown stairs. That is ball 4. Just the 2nd walk issued by Eric Anthony today. John Witt has a baseball. He's up and throwing down in Yakima Valley's bullpen, and now Coach Crustangel is heading out to the hill. He might be tasking John Witt with the final 3 innings of this game. John did pitch on Sunday. We'll see who it is, whether it's John or if it's Oliver. Oliver Wilday was tossing as well, but either way, Eric Anthony's night is done, but he had a spectacular outing. 6 innings, 1 run allowed to this point. He exits with a man on base and nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll get you the information on the new Pippins pitcher when we come back. 3-1 Yakima Valley here in the bottom of the 7th in Walla Walla.
You know, the kind of shadow thing I heard. Thing is that in one of those bodies. Like a 6x5, we got it.
Now pitch for the Pippins. One Yakima Valley College number 28. Oliver Wilder.
Welcome back to Borleske Stadium. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. Yakima Valley leads at 3-1. The new pitcher into the game is Oliver Wilday from Yakima Valley College in his second season with the Pippins as well. 2 games, 3 innings for Oliver, 3 strikeouts to 1 walk, 4 hits, 2 earned runs for a 6 ERA. His first outing was here in Walla Walla on the 10th of July, went 1 inning giving up 3 runs on 2 hits. But then against the Cascade Collegiate League on the 16th, he went 2 innings giving up no runs on 2 hits and 3 strikeouts. And so Wilday being tasked with the 7th inning here, a man at first base in a 2-run game. First pitch on the ground out towards O'Neill. He's going to have one play moving over towards his left. He sends it on to first. There's the first out of the 7th inning. Trevor T moves up to second base. You'll gladly take that if you're Eric Anthony. That runner out there belongs to you. 6+ innings, giving up the walk in the 7th. 3 hits. I had my count wrong. 3 hits for Eric Anthony given up. 2 walks and 5 strikeouts on 84 pitches. What a night for EA, giving up 1 run to this point. He could potentially give up 2. That would be Trevor T standing out there at second. But either way, he'll end this 7th inning in line for the win, as long as the Sweets cannot take the lead or tie the game. First pitch inside to Jalen Kennedy. 1 ball and no strikes. If the game becomes tied, then Anthony loses his line for the decision. Then it moves down to Wilday or whoever potentially gives up the lead. Hopefully we don't have to figure that out tonight. Wilday, the 1-0, right at the knees, 1-1. Eric Anthony wins the pitcher's duel in terms of leaving with the lead. Curtis Ellis did go 6 2/3 innings. Eric Anthony only 6. But Eric only gave up 3 hits to Ellis's 5. Outside slider, 2 balls and 1 strike to Jalen Kennedy. Last summer for the Pippins, Wilday, 10 games, 15 innings, a 6.60 ERA, struck out 8, walked 9. He also appeared in 6 games for the Yakima Valley Yaks, going 9 innings with an 8 ERA. 2-1. Pitch just a bit high and tight. 3 balls and 1 strike. John Witt is down in the bullpen with a baseball or maybe a plyo ball. You've also got Wyatt Robinson, who has a baseball in hand on the mound down that right field line. He looked really good against the Portland Pickles a couple of days ago. 3-1, runner at second. The pitch to Kennedy. Drilled out towards center field. Garcia froze. Now he breaks back. He'll make the catch running backwards. Tagging from second, moving on to third will be Trevor T. But there are 2 down here in the 7th inning. So Cole Rogers will hit with a man at third. But to this point, Wilday's done his job. Came in and has retired the first 2 guys he's seen. Rogers today 1 for 2 with an infield single back in the 5th and a pop-up in the 3rd. The only inning the Sweets have scored in was the 4th inning. They got back-to-back hits. And then Sam Kane scored on a wild pitch. First pitch high and away to Cole Rogers. 1 ball and no strikes. Between Eric Anthony and Brandon Stone tonight, the Pippins have had a couple of really good individual performances. They lead it by 2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1-0, strike right at the letters, 1 ball and 1 strike. In enemy territory tonight, Battle of the Basin rival Walla Walla Sweets have won the last 4 games in the overall series. 1-1 pitch. Fastball upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. The Sweets won all 3 games here at Borleske Stadium last year against the Pippins. And then, of course, swept Yakima Valley right before the All-Star break. Pippins trying to get a win and get the season series a little bit closer to 500. Stinger out towards second. Jay takes it on 2 hops. The throw to Levi is in time, and the Sweets fail to score. Will Day retires 3 straight as Trevor T is left at third base. Eric Anthony and Oliver Wilday combined 1 run for the Sweets. 3-1 the score going to the 8th. Yakima Valley in front with 2 innings to play. Top of the 8th inning here at Borleske Stadium. The Pippins have Luis Garcia, Parker Burt, and Malachi Emery Henderson due up against Hayden Line, who did record the final out of the 7th inning, but not before giving up back-to-back hits to Brandon Stone and Tyson Miller, which drove home Trey Godoy and Diego Davis, which made it 3-1 Yakima Valley. First pitch to Garcia is a stinger into center field. This drops for a hit. Garcia extends his hitting streak to 11 games now. That is the longest hitting streak of the summer for a Yakima Valley Pippin. Garcia disappointed he missed out in the hit parade in the 7th, so he gets one started here in the 8th. He was the only man that did not hit in the 7th inning, and now Parker Burt, who had a double to lead off that 7th inning, going to try to bring Lewis home and give the Pippins a little more insurance. 3-1 the score right now. Breaking ball to Parker, loops in for a strike. Through the first 6 innings of this game, the Pippins had 2 hits, both of them from Brandon Stone. They have 6 hits over the last 9 batters. 0-1. Parker taps it on the ground out towards Owens. Gets a weird hop, sends it on to second for 1. The relay to first, double play. Walla Walla turns the twin killing. That is number 19 on the summer. So the Garcia hit is erased, 6-4, and then on to first base for the 6-4-3. Malachi Emery Henderson hitting with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Hayden Line probably taking a sigh of relief on that ground ball. He and Curtis Ellis have been hit around since the start of the 7th inning. First pitch, Malachi watches below the knees. 1 ball and no strikes. Malachi today 0 for 3. Strikeout, line out, ground out. The ground out was a productive one. It got Parker Burt over to third, which would eventually bring him home on the Trey Godoy single. Malachi sees backdoor breaking ball, but it's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. In the bottom half of the 8th inning, it'll be 9-1 and 2 due up for Walla Walla. Austin Owens, Peyton Knowles, and then Ronan Schofield. 2-0, fastball hard of the plate, 2-1. Peering down towards that Pippins bullpen, it is very active right now. Wyatt Robinson seems to be the man on the hill. You've, of course, got John Witt ready to go for the 9th if needed. 2-1, wave and a miss on an outside fastball, 2-2. Will Day likely done, had 3 pretty high-stress outs with the man in scoring position. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Malachi Emery Henderson. Pippins lead by 2 here in the top of the 8th inning. The pitch from Hayden Line is cut on and missed. Malachi late on the fastball, and the Pippins down in order with an asterisk. No runs, 1 hit by Luis Garcia, but then no errors and none left on after the double play grounded into by Parker Burt. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Pippins lead it 3-1. New pitcher when we come back for Yakima Valley. This is Pippins Baseball.
Off the border, locally around there, operated weekend victory. With a wide variety of options, and more. Right here in Walla Walla. Locally owned, operated when they call it for 19. Wyatt Robinson.
Bottom of the 8th inning here at Borleske Stadium. Harmon Johnsen with you on this Tuesday night, 8:35 p.m. We're officially 2 hours into the game. Wyatt Robinson is out of the bullpen and into the contest for Yakima Valley. 12 2/3 innings on the season, 11 games pitched. He's got 23 strikeouts and 13 walks. He's given up 9 earned runs on 7 hits. So Wyatt being tasked here with the 8th inning to try to bridge the gap to the 9th for John Witt. Wilday goes an inning, giving up no hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts on 10 pitches. Austin Owens, the number 9 hitter, has struck out twice. He hits first here in the bottom of the 8th. Robinson, a flame-throwing right-hander, misses high and away, ball 1. I don't have the TrackMan in front of me, but in his last outing against the Portland Pickles, Wyatt touched 91. Robinson's been used quite a bit lately. Went in back-to-back days against the Pickles, the 17th and the 18th. As the 1-0 brushes him back inside, 2 balls and no strikes. A combined inning and 2/3 without a hit or a run allowed. He did walk 1. The bases were loaded in that second outing, but he struck out 2 en route to leaving the bases loaded. 2-0, fastball inside, 3 balls and no strikes. Now Robinson going to have to find a strike. Otherwise, he'd put the leadoff man aboard for the top of the Walla Walla order. Only a 2-run cushion for Yakima Valley. Robinson from the stretch, the 3-0 automatic take. That is strike 1 right at the letters. Owens did not agree with it. He was stepping out of the box and on his way to first by the time Kyle Sisk made the call. Wyatt trying to recenter, 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch on the way. That one is also in there. Right at the top of the zone again. The count now full, 3-2. That might also be a byproduct of Owens taking a few steps towards first base before Kyle Sisk makes his call. Umpires don't like being shown up. Robinson has worked his way back to the count. The payoff pitch, wave and a miss, strike 3. Austin Owens unable to overcome some adversity as Wyatt Robinson battles back. Gets his first punch out of the night. Here's Peyton Knowles. He is 0 for 3 today with 2 flyouts and a ground out. Wyatt added a little bit of extra zip on that fastball. He lost his cap in the process. Knowles standing in on the left side. Robinson just faced a right-handed batter. First pitch upstairs. They appeal down to Henry DeJesus. He says no. The left-handed stick, kind of hard to see over there in the A position. I don't think he went around anyway. 1-0. Wyatt with a deep breath before coming set right at his belt line. Peers in. The 1-0 pitch. Sawed off over towards Leo Rivera. 1 ball and 1 strike. The third base coach barely moved. So Knowles late on the fastball right now. Cotton Candy Skies settling in despite a little bit of a hazy appearance. 1-1. Fastball high and away. 2 balls and a strike. You don't see very many non-fastballs from Wyatt Robinson. He does have a breaking ball in his arsenal, but if he can use the fastball, he is going to. 2-1. Bouncer chopped foul over towards the Pippins bullpen up the right field line. The count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eric Anthony started the game for the Pippins, went 6 innings. Oliver Wilday got out of a small mess in the 7th, left the second run of the game for Walla Walla on third base. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Peyton Knowles. Robinson delivers high and away, ball 3. Another full count. This time Robinson's been in the count the whole way. Was not behind 3-0. Needs a put away pitch here. 3-2 to Peyton Knowles. Popped up on the infield, foul territory. Parker and Diego converging. Diego in front of the Sweets dugout makes the catch. Out number 2. Brings up Ronan Schofield, who has seen 1 pitch tonight. He flew out to center field on that 1 pitch. Wyatt Robinson trying to hang a third consecutive 0 in an outing. He's only given up 1 run in his last 4 appearances. First pitch to Schofield, the lefty, is a fastball above the letters, 1-0. Definitely under the light power now here at Borleske Stadium. Sweets and Pippins doing battle. 3-1 Yakima Valley, bottom of the 8th. 1-0 pitch to Schofield is sent down the left field line. Godoy giving chase, but this will clang into the Sweets bullpen. And therefore out of play as it bounces past their bench. Kind of went behind the bullpen. There's a little bit of separation between the bullpen and then the wall of the building, which is the indoor hitting facility. Time being called here as Kyle Sisk lets everybody defensively get back to their places. That was very kind of the home plate umpire to do. Robinson's ready to go. He's not taking much time in between pitches. Finding his groove here. 1-1. Schofield shoots it off the hands out towards short. Stone makes the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning worked by Wyatt Robinson. We go to the 9th. Yakima Valley has a 2-run advantage. It'll be Levi Sotomayor, Trey Godoy, and Diego Davis due up to try to pad the lead. We'll be right back to Walla Walla. Come on. Top of the 9th inning here at Borleske Stadium. Hayden Line still out there working for Walla Walla. He is a stopper-closer type role. On the season, a 0 ERA, no earned runs, obviously. 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks coming into this one. At Lower Columbia College, he was 2-0 in 11 games with 1 start. He had 20 strikeouts and 15 walks with a 3.47 ERA. So Line being asked to go 1 more inning, and then the Sweets will need at least 2 runs as the first pitch is upstairs to Levi Sotomayor. 1 ball and no strikes. Pippins had a lead in the 9th inning in game 2 of the series. The last time they were here, they would end up getting walked off in extra innings. 1-0 right over the heart of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sotomayor today is 0 for 2, but he was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning and was left stranded at second base. 1-1. Backdoor breaking ball, caught the outer black. 1-2. Line seems to be settling in after coming in a precarious situation in the 7th inning. He gave up the 2 inherited runs. Ellis had given up 1 of his own before he exited the game. 1-2 pitch on the way to Sotomayor. It's upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pippins here at 6, 7, and 8 in their order. Walla Walla will have 3, 4, and 5. 2-2 pitch. Out towards left field. This will find a gap between Reeser and Owens. It's a single for Levi Sotomayor. Leadoff man's aboard here in the 9th for Yakima Valley as they look for some insurance. A very softly hit line drive through the left side. Here's Trey Godoy, who had an RBI single to score Parker Burt back in the 7th inning. That tied the game. Long pause from Line. The first pitch to Trey is a fastball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Pippins had 2 hits coming into the 7th inning. They have 7 since. 5 of them in the 7th, 1 hit in the 8th that got left, or instead was erased on a double play. 1-0 in off the hands. This is a line drive right at Owens, which he catches. Levi Sotomayor staying at first. He read that all the way. 1 down here in the 9th. Diego Davis had a single in the 7th inning. He would come around to score on the single by Tyson Miller in that same frame. Pippins looking for some insurance. John Witt doing some tossing down in Yakima Valley's bullpen. First pitch breaking ball falls in for a strike to Davis. Diego today 1 for 3 with a run scored. Single in the 7th, pop out, foul over to first in the 5th, and a strikeout looking in the 3rd. 0-1 pitch. Davis spits on a low breaking ball, 1-1. Curtis Ellis started the game for Walla Walla. He set down the first 8 Yakima Valley Pippins he saw. Then he gave up a hit to Brandon Stone. Then he would set down the next 5 he saw before hitting a batter. 1-1, line drive through the 5-6 hole again. The Pippins have him first and second with only 1 away. Diego Davis with a 2-hit night. Pippins' bats are hot all of a sudden here in the late parts of this game. Brandon Stone is 3 for 3. Perfect opportunity to solidify himself as the player of the night, maybe across the entire West Coast League. I've not checked the scores since we gave them to you in the bottom of the 5th inning, as now Line uses a disengagement. Stone singled in the 3rd, the 6th, and then the 7th. It was an RBI that gave the Pippins the lead. First offering fouled back over towards the football bleachers, 0-1. A very light breeze blowing in from center field. Feels pretty good after a 93-degree day. Temperatures still in the 80s. Pippins' bats are about as hot as it was today. A look back to second by Line. The 0-1 pitch to Stone, breaking ball. This is foul. The wrong side of the third base bag. It was perfectly executed on the ground, but unfortunately, Stone could not keep it inside the pillow, and so he's down to his final strike. He was down to his final strike in the 7th inning and ended up driving home a run. It was an opposite field single. There's a big hole on the right side of the infield. Rogers playing basically at the second base bag. T playing behind the runner at first. 0-2 pitch from Hayden Line. Stone, wave, and a miss. 2 down here in the 9th inning as Stone's perfect night comes to a close. He'll still be 3 for 4 unless the Pippins can rally around and bring him back up here in the 9th. Tyson Miller with an RBI single to get us to the score we're at right now, 3-1. A baseball finds its way to the infield from the Pippins bullpen. Pants tracks it down. Now we reset and get ready for Tyson's 5th plate appearance tonight. He is 1 for 4 with an RBI single, 2 flyouts, and a ground out. First pitch, backdoor breaking ball, strike 1. Walla Walla will have Gage Reeser, Sam Kane, and Trevor T. due up. 2 hits and 2 more times on base between the 3 of them, as they will need at least 2 to tie and send us to extra innings. Pippins trying to extend the lead. Down the left field line, foul out of play. It is no balls and 2 strikes. Last chance for the Pippins to get some insurance. You've got Sotomayor at second after a leadoff single, and then Davis at first after a 1-out single. No balls and 2 strikes. Line looking back at second. Here comes the pitch to Tyson. Taking off for third is Sotomayor. He will be out on a pretty good throw by Kennedy. Levi tried to distract the pitcher Line, but it does not work. Sotomayor out 2-5, caught stealing. And we go to the bottom of the 9th, a 2-run game, 3-1, Yakima Valley leads. Here comes John Witt, pitch, trying to take game 1 of the 3-game series.
To get a lot of money. Get money to
Where?
Bottom of the 9th inning here at Borleske Stadium. The energy is turned up to 11 if you're a Yakima Valley Pippins fan. Coming into this game, taking 1 of 3 from the Portland Pickles over the weekend. You go into the off day, and now you have a chance to take down the #1 team in the South right now, Walla Walla. John Witt will be the man tasked with earning the save as the Pippins lead at 3-1. John on the season, a 4.91 ERA over 18 1/3 innings pitched. He's 1-2 with 7 saves and 16 strikeouts. This is game number 16 for John. He did pitch against Portland right before the off day. He went the final inning of that game. He gave up 3 hits and 1 run. But he also struck out all 3 Pickles that he faced. It will be Gage Reeser, Sam Kane, and Trevor T. due up against John Witt. Wyatt Robinson goes an inning, giving up no hits, no runs, no walks, and striking out 1 on 14 pitches. John Witt battling through the heart of the Walla Walla order. Pippins trying to steal game 1 after getting swept a week and a half ago here at Borleske Stadium. First pitch from Witt, high and tight, nearly hit Gage Reeser. 1 ball and no strikes. Before that, John had worked in the middle game of the series here in Walla Walla, 1 inning giving up 2 runs on 2 hits. That's what ended up losing the game for Yakima Valley. It was a walk-off winner in the 10th inning for Walla Walla. Reeser down the right field line, disappearing into the dark skies and the haze, but it is well foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. John earned the save twice down in Bend during the 4th of July weekend. He gave up 1 run in each of those outings, but he struck out a combined 3. He leads the West Coast League in saves with 7. 1-1, breaking ball high and tight, 2 balls and 1 strike. You've got 2 players tied with 6, being Michael Klein from Springfield and Jackson McDonald of Nanaimo. 2-1 pitch. Right downstairs. 3 balls and a strike. The way Kyle Sisk stood up, it looked like he was about to do his signature delayed point. Caught me off guard. 3 balls and a strike. Gage Reeser today, 0 for 3. Pop out, fly out, fly out. Witt ready. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Reeser. A tapper out towards the hill. John fields it on 2 bounce. An accurate throw to Levi. 1 away here in the 9th. Witt fielding his position perfectly. 1 down, 2 to go here in the 9th inning. Sam Kane, 1 for 3 today with a single and a run scored. He has the only run for the Sweets in this contest. Eric Anthony started this game, went 6 innings. He's in line for the win. Oliver Wilday and Wyatt Robinson each pitched a scoreless inning. Now it's up to John Witt. Kane swinging first pitch. It's out of play over on the right side. 0-1. Kane's flyouts have been to left field. Trey Godoy. His single was back up the middle. Smoke making it a little hard to see out in the outfield, but we're under the light power here. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch skied over on the right side. Will it stay in play? This is out of play as it clanks up into the football bleachers. Witt quickly ahead, 0-2. I saw Coach Panch give Parker the stop sign. Otherwise, Parker was going to run right into Panch in the dugout. 0-2. Sam Kane, the only guy that has crossed the plate for Walla Walla. Witt brings the 0-2, tapped out towards Jay. A couple of hops, and it's underneath his glove and into right field. The ball dies in the grass. O'Neill didn't quite keep the leather down enough, and now the tying run steps into the batter's box. Likely an error on O'Neill. And it is. E4, that is error number 67 on the season for Yakima Valley. Double play opportunity. That would be quite the electric way to end this game. Pippins have already turned 1 tonight. Trevor T is 1 for 1 with a single, a hit by pitch, and a walk. First pitch fouled back to the screen, 0-1. So T has been on base all 3 times, but then you get to the next part of the order. Gunnar Guile, Jalen Kennedy, and Cole Rogers, 1 for 9 combined. So that's something to look forward to if you can get the second out here. Short lead over at first for Sam Kane, not going. The 0-1 pitch is downstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Good block by Parker Burt. It was a pretty routine play for O'Neill, but coming into the infield after playing outfield most of the summer, he's still getting adjusted to it. 1-1 pitch, wave and a miss, a good changeup by Witt. Trevor T down to his final strike. Tense environment. Game 1 of 3. Second to last road trip for Yakima Valley. They'll have a 6-gamer after a long homestand to end the month of July and go into August. 1-2 pitch from Witt. This fastball inside. Parker going to chase it to the backstop. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Parker thought that was strike 3, and now he's going to request time and go chat with John Witt. I think they got crossed up on their signals. Home plate umpire Kyle Sisk out there with them. Parker immediately turned and looked to John and was like, "Why did you throw me the heater?" So that'll be a wild pitch as it is scored on the West Coast League app. Dangerously close to a passed ball, but I think they're going to give Parker the benefit of the doubt. The pitch was high and in. It was close high and in, but it was high and in. 2-2, a man at second base. Sam Kane after a wild pitch. Tying run in the batter's box. Winning run in the on-deck circle. Witt takes a peek back at second base. 2-2 pitch from John. Roped into left field. Down for a knock. Leo Rivera throws on the stop sign as the throw goes into second. And now the winning run is in the batter's box for Walla Walla with 1 out. Crowd here disappointed that Leo Rivera did not send the runner, but if you remember back to the first series between these two, that close game on Saturday night, the Pippins actually gunned down a run at home on an aggressive send in the 10th inning, or the 9th inning, rather. Because then there was a man at third on the throw home, and the Sweets were able to tie the game on a sacrifice fly with only 1 out. Play is on the infield. Here's Gunnar Guile. Double play opportunity exists. We'll see if the Sweets try to run out of it. First pitch. Touch upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Witt with 14 pitches. There is right-handed action down in the pen for Yakima Valley just in case. 1 ball and no strikes. Runners at the corners for Walla Walla. The pitch fouled back over our heads and down into the trees behind us. 1 ball and 1 strike. Witt tapping his hat, telling himself to lock in. Focusing in on Gunnar Guile now, lasering in the sights. Kane at third, T at first. 1-1. Just a touch high and away. John not missing by much. The count moves to 2 balls and a strike. Pippins have been walked off once in this ballpark. Trying to avoid having 2 of the last 4 meetings with Walla Walla end that way. 2-1 wave and a miss. Good changeup down in the zone. It's 2-2. Guile had struck out once. It was in the 4th inning, looking. Sweets trail by 2. They've got those 2 runs on the base paths. Guile represents a potential walk-off win. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Witt on the way home. Soft fly ball out towards right. Malachi settling. This might score the run. Out number 2 recorded. The throw comes into second. The Pippins concede. It's a 1-run ball game, but more importantly, there are 26 outs of the needed 27. Gunnar Guile gets a sacrifice fly, and the tying run out at second base, the potential winning run in the batter's box. Sam Kane scores on the sacrifice fly. T actually still at first. He was trying to tag just in case the throw came home, but the Pippins doing the smart thing and sending the throw into second base. So the winning run in the batter's box, the tying run still all the way over at first. First pitch to Jalen Kennedy is a pitch downstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Good block by Burt. He requests a new baseball. 1 ball and no strikes. And now Kyle Sisk calls time. He wants more balls. More baseballs, that is. Ball boy bringing them out. John going to have to wait a second. Kennedy ahead in the count, 1-0. You've got Trevor T over at first. 3-2 ball game. Witt trying to earn the save. 1-0. High and tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kennedy today 0 for 3, grounded into a double play in the second, struck out in the 5th, and flew out to center field in the 7th. Pippins' defense plays straight up, except for the fact Sotomayor's holding on the runner at first. Medium-sized hole up the middle, medium-sized hole on the right side. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch. Another one high and tight. A pinch hitter is in the on-deck circle. Wearing number 34, this looks to be Royce Hale. Had the night off tonight. John trying to avoid putting the potential winning run on base. 3-0. Downstairs, ball 4. So runners will be at first and second. Trevor T, the tying run, at second. The potential winning run is at first, Jalen Kennedy. And now it looks like we'll get a double substitution, as coming in to hit will be Royce Hale. And going to run over at first, his last name Wynn. Cade Wynn. And so Wynn, a little bit more speed than the catcher Jalen Kennedy. And now Ethan Salscheider going to go have a chat with John Witt. Tense moments here in this ball game on a Tuesday night. The Sweets have them at first and second. 2 down. The Pippins needing that all-elusive 27th out to escape with a Game 1 victory. Royce Hale will be the batter. After Cole Rogers goes 1 for 3 today, the Sweets bring in a left-handed stick to try to face John Witt. Hale, 3 seasons at Seattle U, 3 seasons in the West Coast League, 2 with Edmonton, now this one with Walla Walla. 301 batting average for Hale. He's got 20 RBI, 2 home runs. First pitch from John Witt. Just a touch in, 1 ball and no strikes. Ground ball anywhere gets you out of the game. Fly ball gets you out of the game. Outfield shifting to the pull side for this left-handed stick. The 1-0. A line drive, home run if fair, but it is foul. It had the distance, and I don't know that John's going to want to throw Royce Hale another fastball up in the zone like that. He was ready to ambush. It was a no-doubter, but he was just a bit too early. 1 ball and 1 strike. A very loud 1 strike. First and second, 2 outs. Ground ball foul, and the Walla Walla Sweets down to their final strike. Hale again was in front of a pitch. He pulled it down the first base line in foul territory. John Witt looking for an 8th save on the season. One ball and 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. The pitch from John Witt. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. Yakima Valley strands 2 Walla Walla Sweets in the bottom of the 9th, and they escape with a Game 1 victory, 3-2. John Witt picks up his 8th save of the season as Yakima Valley takes down the Sweets for the first time since May 30th earlier this year. Final time today, 9:07 p.m. The game took place in under 3 hours, and Yakima Valley going to be a happy bunch heading back to the hotel tonight. A chance for a series victory tomorrow. Great pitching by Eric Anthony, Oliver Wilday, Wyatt Robinson, and John Witt. Brandon Stone, 3 for 4, and a very important RBI single in the 7th inning that gave the Pippins the lead. They did not look back. We're going to go down and talk to some players, and then we'll get ready for tomorrow. The final score in this contest, Yakima Valley 3, Walla Walla 2. The Sweets in that final frame, they got 1 run on 1 hit, 1 Yakima Valley error, and they left 2 very important runs on base. Tomorrow's game, 6:35 p.m. first pitch. We'll let you know if anything changes with the weather conditions. There's a potential for some high smoke in the area. So stay tuned to Walla Walla Sweets and Yakima Valley Pippins social media, and we will try to get the game in tomorrow. Not foreseeing any issues, but just in case, there's your warning. For everybody involved with the Yakima Valley Pippins, I'm Harmon Johnsen, signing off for now, saying stay safe, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and until we talk tomorrow, Yakima Valley wins 3-2. Stay safe, everybody. You've been listening to Pippins Baseball. Have a great night.